3 easy ways to identify cheap lands in Ghana and also take advantage of them by buying and reselling. Yeah. So guys, you're welcome to Business Ghana TV. If this is your first time, kindly subscribe to the channel. In this video, I want to share with you 3 ways you can easily spot cheap lands in Ghana and take advantage of them. So number 1 is actually buying land at new sites, and that is what I see a lot of people do. People in Ghana, people in diaspora, they come to Ghana and want to buy land, and they want to buy it at very cheap price. So they don't actually care wherever it is. As far as the price is down, they are okay. They don't have a problem. So they buy land at very far locations from the city. And if you are buying such a land in Ghana here, you have different locations you can look out for. Example, you have Dodowa. Currently, the price of land is 40,000 Ghana cedis, or if you are buying in bulk, you can get it less than that. If you are buying land at Shy Hills, if you are buying land at Kasua area, you are buying land at somewhere behind Amasamai and those areas, you can get land at very cheap prices. That is in Accra, you understand, or closer to Accra, and you can get a very cheap price. And if you want to make money from it, you can actually take advantage. You buy this kind of lands and you invest in it huge, buy 2 acres, 3 acres, 5 acres, whatever it is that you need. Then you try your best to protect the land by fencing it and getting someone to take care of it. That way you will be able to what, buy it at cheap price when you are buying bulk, from either the real estate people or from the chiefs directly, you understand. So that way, when you are buying in bulk, you can easily buy in bulk and also make huge amount of money by either reselling as at that time, or leaving it for some time and then reselling it later. But any ways, you will still make huge profit from it. So, and when you buy such a land in a period of 1 year, it's the return on investment or the profit you make can be like more than 50%. You understand? Because I remember last 2 years, I make such adverts. We were selling a piece of land somewhere in Ghana. I don't want to be specific. We were selling around 20,000. So before the year ended, from the time I started selling that kind of land, before in a year time, we were selling around 60,000. That's like 300% increment, because that location was a fast developing location. And actually the developer that bought that land actually developed the land by demarcating it and trying to build fence around it, and that increased the value of that land, you understand. So if you are looking to take advantage of buying land and reselling, then one of the easy ways is actually buying it outskirts or new sites. That way you can get it cheaper and be able to sell it. That's number 1. Number 2 is buying land at a very fast developing areas. You understand? In Accra here, we have fast developing areas that everybody knows. Number 1 is Lakeside Estates. We have East Legon Hills. We have Sakumono areas. We have Tema. Those places. We have Ashama. We have even going to Kaswa. You don't necessarily need to get to Kaswa. Even in Kaswa itself, you understand. So this is not in the bushes of Kaswa, but the township of Kaswa. You could still get lands at those places. So all the places I just mentioned right now, they are lands currently, but they are a little bit expensive. They are not cheap like those in the outskirts, you understand. So as a developer or someone who wants to go into it as an investor, you can actually spot land at this estate, Lakeside Estate or East Legon Hills. Currently we have lands over there. So you can actually buy a piece of land at, let me give you an example, like Lakeside Estate. You can buy a piece of land currently around $45,000 or $42,000. Yeah, in Ghana cedis, you can buy it around 550,000 Ghana cedis. Yes, it's not cheap. You understand? So you can buy it, or you can get a land like that if you are lucky to get a place that is closer. You can even negotiate to get it lower. You understand? So you can actually get a piece of land at that location at a very reasonable price, you understand? But what that does is that if the one who is selling the land to you is in need of money, you understand? So in that case, you are likely going to get it a little bit lower, but it will not be cheap like those outskirts, you understand? So what I'm trying to tell you is that you can buy land at those fast developing locations, even if you buy it as expensive as you may think. Let's say you bought it at $50,000 or $100,000 for plots of land that you've been, or $60,000 for a plot of land at Lakeside Estate, at East Legon Hills, at those places, very viable locations. Yeah. What happens is that if you give yourself a time, you understand, in a period of a year, that place that you've acquired the land would have a higher increment. Like there will be higher increment of prices at that location. And if someone wants your land, you are likely going to make a huge return on investment on that. Because I know those locations that if you actually bought land as at, let's say, 2 years ago, people bought land at Lakeside Estate, East Legon Hills. They bought it $20,000, $30,000 for a plot of land measuring 70 by 100 feet. You understand? Right now, in 2 years' time, they are selling it around 40, 50, $60,000. You understand? So imagine making 10,000 grand, 10 grand or $10,000, $20,000 on a piece of land. This is huge. You understand? So just like the way you spend huge money in buying the land, that is the same way you stand to also make huge profits when you are selling. Provided you give yourself some time, or provided you bought at a very advantageous location. You understand? So if you are looking to also go into that type of investment, you don't really want to go and buy plenty land, but you want to buy a few lands that is likely going to give you a huge return on investment, you can also consider this location. So currently, as I'm telling you right now, we are actually selling a land that is worth $65,000 at Lakeside Estate. We are selling it right now about $42,000. Because the one who is selling it, he really needs money, and it's my brother. He really needs money that he can't wait to actually sell it as at the right price. Because someone just closer to his land, even deeper, not closer on the roadside. His land is on the roadside and is going for $65,000, and right now he's selling around $42,000 or $43,000. You understand? He has reduced it. Selling it 550,000 Ghana cedis. But someone whose land was inside, was able to sell his land at $65,000 at Lakeside Estate. You understand? So what am I trying to tell you? With the right amount of patience and the right amount of time and the right customer, you are likely going to make a huge return on such an investment. So for such a person, you might buy, if you want to go into such an investment, you might buy a land currently around that location for $3,000. You just give yourself a few months, 6 months, 1 year, do the right marketing, and you are likely going to make a huge amount of return on it. You can earn $20,000 on it, $10,000, $15,000 on it, because it's actually a fast developing location. So if you are looking for those kind of investment packages too, that is it. You need to look at it at that range. Then the last way of spotting a cheap land is buying an emergency sale land. We have people currently who have land at locations that you can never get land. You understand? For example, East Legon. We have East Legon and East Legon Hills. East Legon is there. You cannot buy land there. Cantonment, they don't sell land there. Airports West, Airport East, whatever, they don't sell land there. You can't get land to buy there. So imagine someone had the land over there and he's selling it. You understand? It will be very expensive. Though it will be very expensive, but if you also look at it as, if I buy it, I'll be able to make huge profit. Why not go into such an investment? Why not invest in that? And notwithstanding, because the price is huge, a lot of people will not be able to acquire such a property. So very few people who will be be capable of buying that kind of land is someone like you. You understand? So imagine they are selling a land at East Legon itself, $300,000. Just one plot of land. They are selling a land, $200,000, 500,000, $400,000. Just one piece of land. You understand? Currently, as I'm telling you right now, I know of a land that is sold at Ajengano. One plot of land is going for around $160,000 or $70,000. Ajengano. You understand? So these are lands that are not cheap. They are not ordinary. They are not at ordinary locations. They are locations that land is rare. You can't get a place to buy. You understand? So when you, as a business person, is lucky to identify or spot those kind of lands, take note that the number of people who will be capable of buying those lands are not plenty. People who have money to buy that type of land, they are not plenty. So if you have that kind of money to buy that kind of land, you can actually go into negotiation with the seller and you can beat the price down, because he will be needing money. If he didn't need money, he wouldn't be selling it. So he will be needing money as hell. You understand? So people who have lands at those huge locations could be selling a land that could be worth $300,000. He can sell it around $150,000. He can sell it around $200,000. A land that could worth $200,000, he could sell it around $100,000, $120,000. Though that is not the price you put on outside, but if you're able to negotiate very well, you will be able to beat the price down. So as an investor, when you succeed in beating the price down, what happens? You also stand a chance of selling it at the right amount to give yourself a huge profit, provided you have the right patience, the right time, and then the right customer too. So a land that you'll be able to buy at $150,000 within 6 months or 1 year, or the right marketing that you deploy, you'll be able to sell it around 300,000. Why? Because it is at a hot cake location. You understand? These are the 3 ways of spotting cheap lands in Ghana. Number 1, as I told you, locate or spot land at new sites. Number 2 is fast developing areas. And number 3 is places that they don't sell lands. That is rare places. So with this, you will be able to understand the kind of investor you are, whether you be going to this side, that side, or that side. You understand? So if you are a new investor, I would advise you to go to new sites. Let's say you are a new investor, you don't have enough funding. You understand? Just go to new site, buy plenty land, do right documentation, fence it. Then you start selling inside. You make your money like double. You understand? But if you have money already, you don't have the time to go and buy plenty piece of land. Get a good location. Buy 1 or 2 or 3 or 5, a plot of land, and you'll be able to turn it within a year or 2. Be able to sell it and then make huge profits, and you will go back again. So this is my idea, or this is my take on the 3 pieces of land you can identify, or 3 ways you can identify a cheap land in Ghana. If this is your first time, kindly subscribe to the channel. I'm Imo Sadat from Business Ghana TV. Bye bye.